Hi guys, how you doing? So I wanted to give you these examples of where you should be at this point in the class. Um, I wanted to get these to you before you turned in week 5 assignment 2, because I want you to see where I would consider these two pieces. These are from prior students, and this would be considered A work at this point. So I don't want you I want you to use what you're seeing as inspiration, to try to, take a look to see where you should be in your work, but just use it for inspiration. Try not to, take any ideas or anything that you see. Definitely use it for inspiration, but, keep respectful of the fact that these are the work of other students. Okay, so this piece right here starts out with the logo. It's just an intro page with the logo. Beautiful logo. Kind of gives us a little kind of a peek at what we're going to get into just by saying biodiversity, go compost. We get to the first page, and she starts out, boom, immediately with the purpose of the project. A lot of you, I've made comments about, remember this is a presentation and your viewer may not know what you're talking about. So it's always a good idea to make sure that to assume that the viewer has no clue what this is about, and to be as thorough as possible in presenting your information. That's why this student started out immediately with the purpose of the project. Then go straight to preliminary sketches and ideas. More preliminary sketches. Now, note the presentation format, guys. This is what I'm looking for. Digital sketches and ideas with explanations. Okay? Go to the informational collateral piece. She says what it is, double-sided handout, explains what it includes, explains what biodiversity is, what we can do about it, gives compost directions, and it has a coupon in it. Conversely, you have specifications for the paper type and the ink. Notice she's got using percentages, using statistics, and not just saying renewable resources. Okay, she's proving it in the presentation. Next page is the actual informational collateral. You can see it's just loaded with information. And I think, excuse me one second. Sorry about that. But as I was saying, this is the informational collateral piece. Okay, and take a look at this. Biodiversity of soil, good introductory paragraph. Biodiversity and habitat, biological activity indicators, biological diversity indicators. What do plants, animals, and microbes need from the soil? And of course, this gets into what can we do about it? Right here, we can start composting. The reverse side of this informational collateral is an informational piece on how to compost. The intent is that you take it home, hang it on your refrigerator, and refer to it in your composting endeavors. Okay, just a really clever way to present the informational collateral and to preserve sustainability by giving the recipient a reason to want to hang on to the piece. Okay. Now it's printed out. She's photographed it, both front and the back. Now, sustainable giveaway. She gets into the materials and the life cycle. So she's giving a complete materials list for the giveaway piece, which is a little, compostable jute-made USB drive. So again, everything here is described in extreme minute detail, pointing to statistics, facts and figures, and of course, all pointing to research. Okay, then the image of the little USB drive, packaging and transportation, note that she takes that into account, plant fiber component. Then we get into the trade show booth, all right? Take a look at the trade show. Now, everything is described, everything, okay? And it's backed up with facts and statistics. And then, of course, we have this wonderful citations page. Let me show you another one. Okay, this student, starts out immediately with sustainable design. Right before the project summary, she talks about sustainable. She's introducing sustainable design, then introducing the project summary, giving the mission statement, and then boom, right into how she started designing the logo and the pertinence of the logo and the concept of the sustainable project. We get into the logo. She's showing colors. Booth purpose. That is so important right there. She's describing the reason behind the booth. What does she want the viewer to do when they walk up to the booth. Okay? Note the booth is completely labeled per requirements. Everything is labeled. And she's pointing to her materials list over here. Okay? So she's labeling it here, describing it over here. All right? Really super complete materials list, including the suppliers, where they came from and how they were transported. Collateral material, the same thing. Materials, she printed out the collateral material, photographed it. Life cycle analysis of the collateral material. Note that she's including all the research we've done up through the first 5 weeks in her presentation. So she's not assuming the viewer knows anything. She's actually taking proactive steps to make sure the viewer is informed every step along the way. Very, very important in a presentation format. Giveaway item starts out with a little sketch. It's labeled, talks about sustainability, then she gets into materials. She's got the mock-up of the actual bag itself. I want to show you something, guys. This is pretty darn important, and stuff like this really, really matters. I'm zooming in here so that you can see that she didn't just place this logo over Photoshop. See the fibers in the ink? Doesn't look like it's printed? She used what's called a displacement map in Photoshop. Okay, I've been describing that to a few of you. If you're not familiar with it, absolutely do some research. That's how you make your mock-ups look real. And then she's got her client contract, which we'll be getting into. Now she's got all of her sources and then her print for her collateral material. So, these are, this is 12 pages long. This one's 13 pages long. So, really think about this, guys. Now, again, this is considered a work, and I'm showing you this work so that you can have a visual comparison and a comparison of the verbiage, so you can stack your work up against what would be considered a work at this point. I don't want any surprises down the line, so I'm laying it out for you here, okay? If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything whatsoever, please don't hesitate to contact me before turning this assignment in, okay? This is going to be the last. So assignment week 5, assignment 2 is going to be the last before our final presentation. So this should be as close to completion as humanly possible. All right, that's what I have, guys. Any questions or comments, I'm right here. Please don't hesitate to get with me. Thanks very much.